Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 mods video. And I have to say one thing. If there's one game I like better than Star Wars Battlefront 2, probably have to be Star Wars Battlefront 2. I mean, this is the game that started it all for me. The amount of nostalgia and good memories I have in this game is equal to no other. And this is the gold standard that all Star Wars video games have to be held to. So, today we're going to be looking at some mods for Battlefront 2017 that bring some of the classic gameplay from 2005 into the modern era. And before I start listing the mods, I'm going to break down the whole video into 4 different categories. Those categories being appearances, UI, audio, and lastly weapons. With that being said, let's dive into our first category, appearances. In the mod Classic Battlefront Droids, the skins are all the different color variants for each regular class, ranging from red, blue, green, and yellow markings, as well as the Geonosian factory medal. The Super Battle Droid and Droideka are pretty much the same, but they do have some updated textures to fit the 2005 look that all these skins get. The Commando Droid, however, has completely overhauled skins, transforming it into the Magna Guard, with multiple variations. The basic look we get in the classic games with the silver coloring, and then the same look with a more rusted blue coloring, and then both of these appearances with the addition of the hood and cloak. And lastly, the aerial unit for the droids is based off of a prototype actually. It's one that we barely even see in the campaign mission, tying up loose ends, and there's a schematic for a new type of battle droid that can be seen on Mustafar. The next mod is Classic Clones, and we actually get quite a few brand new skins. Starting off with the Assault class, we simply get the Phase 1 white armor, as well as the Phase 2 501st armor, both with updated textures, making them much more battle hardened, like they're seen in the classic game. For the Heavy class, we get the Phase 1 Blue ARC Trooper armor and the Phase 2 Heavy Trooper appearance. And for the Officer, we actually get 3 brand new skins. The Phase 1 Yellow Pilot, the Clone Engineer, and the fan favorite Galactic Marine Trooper. I mean, this has to be my favorite out of all these skins. There are just countless mods that recreate this armor because people just love it. Moving on to the Specialist, we get the Phase 1 Red Markings, the Classic Camo Scout Trooper, and the standout for me, the 501st Airborne Trooper, which has to be one of the coolest armors to come out of Revenge of the Sith. Now, moving on to the reinforcements, the Aerial Trooper gets the absolutely iconic 501st Jet Trooper armor with the green visor and everything, as well as a pretty basic Phase 1 yellow armor. The Clone Commando also gets some new skins, although he wasn't in the 2005 versions. We do get some pretty cool variants of the Night Ops and Urban Fighter skins that fit in very well with the rest of the clones. And lastly, for the ARC Trooper, we get 3 different variants: the Sergeant, the Captain, and the Commander skins. And I really love these bright colors on the ARC Troopers because it reminds me of the ARC Troopers we see in the 2003 Clone Wars series, which were just certified badasses. And our final appearance mod is Classic Imperials, made by the same creator of the Classic Clones mod. And first I'll go over the Assault, Heavy, and Scout Troopers, as they aren't all that different. However, they do feature new textures with brighter armors that look more similar to the troopers seen in A New Hope, with the Assault and Heavy Troopers both having Hoth variant appearances. The Imperial Officer has 2 of the best skins featured in this mod: the Stormtrooper Pilot, which is a skin that for the life of me I will never understand why we never got it in either Battlefront games. It's such a good looking set of armor. The second look is the Imperial Engineer, otherwise known as the Death Star Engineer, who we see operating the Death Star's main cannon in A New Hope, and it's another very unique skin, especially the helmet. And moving on to Imperial reinforcements, the Death Trooper is actually replaced with the Imperial Commander skin, which is an armor set from the first Force Unleashed game, and Death Troopers didn't even exist back in 2005, but I like how the mod author borrowed from another iconic Star Wars game from that era. The ISB agent is simply replaced with an armored up Imperial officer. And lastly, the skin of all skins, the Imperial Rocket Trooper is replaced with the iconic Phase 0 Dark Trooper, and this is one of my favorite designs and units from the original Battlefront game, and I'm just so happy that we finally get to play as him in 2017. Now on to our next category, UI. We only have a few mods for this one, and the first being Classic Battlefront Crosshairs, which replaces almost every crosshair in the game with the 2005 version, the ones with the large circle and the dot in the middle. And although it's a very small mod, it goes a long way to make you feel that Battlefront 2 nostalgia. And it mixes extremely well with all the appearance mods that we have to really change the look of your game. And the last mod on our UI list is a mod that I've actually had activated for quite some time, and it's Classic Battlefront Green Team UI. And all it really does is change the ally color from blue to green. And this is actually a mod inspired by the original Battlefront 2004 version, but it still works really well to give your game both a fresh look and a nostalgic look at the same time. Now moving on to our next category, we have some mods that change the sounds of Battlefront 2. Starting off with the mod Classic Imperial Voices, this changes all of the troopers' voices as well as the announcer to how they sounded in 2005, and the only way for me to really show you how amazing this mod is to just let you listen.
Commencing Endor invasion. Their forces are under escort of a leader. For the Emperor, check your fire. They're trying to find us.
Next up, we have a mod that does the same thing but for the Rebel Alliance, who for me personally always had some of the best lines, and again, I'll just let you listen.
Launching invasion of Tatooine.
Medic! Viva la resistance! Grenade!
Grenade!
Death to the They're all over! Enemy spotted! For the rebellion!
And lastly, we have classic Battlefront sounds, which may very well be the greatest mod to ever grace your eardrums, which replaces all of the blaster sounds, some of the vehicle sounds, and even some of the UI sounds to how they sounded in 2005. And yet again, just have a listen. Moving on to our last category, we have weapons. And the first mod for this list is specifically for the Dark Trooper. The mod Arc Blaster changes the Dark Trooper's E11 blaster into the Arc Blaster, giving it new audio as well as a lightning blaster effect that we all remember from the classic Dark Trooper. And for our final mod of the video, we have classic Battlefront launchers. And this is another mod actually for the area units, however it affects all of them, not just the Dark Trooper. And it replaces the rocket launcher that they all use with the EMP launcher from 2005, with a custom model as well and a new sound effect as well as a new firing animation. With all of these mods downloaded, you can really bring some of the best features of the classic Battlefront games into Battlefront 2017. And I would also highly recommend playing with Instant Action Overhaul downloaded to bring back the amount of offline content that 2005 Battlefront offered us, besides Galactic Conquest. And there are so many more classic mods out there. If you know any of them that I missed, comment down below and I'll definitely check them out. So with all that covered, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, it really helps out the channel. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. Happy modding, my friends.